Now I'm on. You can hear me now, can't you? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bible Quest. It's great to be online with y'all today. Got a really great announcement. We will be getting back in person next week. Yes! Yes! So excited. So, if you ride the bus, we'll be coming by around 5:30. And if you don't ride the bus, we'll be here about 6:30 to get started. So, if you're a car rider, you can be here about 6. You can get here. We'll open up the doors about 6:15-ish, maybe a little earlier. But we'll definitely be running the bus out about 5:30, 5:45. So we look forward to seeing you. Now, don't forget, protocols are still the same for all of our COVID protocols, like wearing your mask, distancing, cleaning all our rooms. Everything is still going to be in place just like it was. We hope that being able to keep all our protocols and doing everything we can do will help us stay open. So be sure to have your mask. Be sure that if you're not feeling good, to stay home and come back when you're feeling good. And we'll be sure to be glad to see you when you come back feeling good. And if anybody, your family's feeling sick, stay home for that too. All right, so we're going to keep reading in our theology book that we read. I don't know if some of y'all might not have been able to see it last week, but this is the book we've been reading out of to learn new things about God. And you can learn a lot of things about God all around you. You can use the Bible to learn about God. You can look around outside and see all the beautiful things that God may learn about God, to learn about God. But this book teaches us things about God and who He is that helps us to know more about Him. So here are some things that we can know. God is everywhere. Did you know that? Did you know that God is everywhere? At all times. It says, God is everywhere. That means wherever you are, you can count on God and call on Him there. If you climb the highest mountain, God is there. If you sink to the bottom of the ocean, God is there. If you travel to a space station, God is there. This also means that there is no place you can ever hide from God. Because God is everywhere, He knows what you are happy about and what you are sad about. He knows everything about every person in every country, all at the same time. Any of God's children could pray to Him at any time and be certain that He hears them. Now, I had to think about why they had this picture for a minute. It's a squid holding a rocket. And I guess it shows that a rocket can go as high as people can go. And a squid can go just about as deep as we can go, but God is always there. God is with astronauts and our scientists that are up in space as high as people can go. And God is with all the animals that He loves and made down, down, deep, deep in the sea. And He cares about you here in South Carolina, in Walhalla, in the United States. But He also cares about people in the United States that live different places than you, or in Africa that are different places than you, and even there are scientists in Antarctica and in Europe and Asia, everywhere you can think of. God cares about all of those people, and He's everywhere with them. And our verse says, it's in Psalm 139, 9 through 10. So y'all know the Psalms are in the middle of the Bible. So 139, verses 9 through 10. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. Can a man hide himself in secret so that I cannot see him, declares the Lord? Do I not fill heaven and earth, declares the Lord? And that's Jeremiah 23 and 24. Let's read a couple more. I think maybe we could read 2 more. All right, something else about God is that God is perfect. And so we have an arrow of a bullseye, which is the absolute perfect place when you're a winner in shooting archery. When something is perfect, there is nothing bad about it, period. A perfectly white shirt has no spots or stains. A perfect shot hits the center of the target, like right here. Our God is perfect in every way. If He were an archer, His arrows would hit the exact center of the target every time. God always tells the truth. God is perfectly just. That means he knows when people are wrong and he knows exactly what to do about it. God is perfectly holy and good. That means he is against everything that is wrong, bad, and evil. The most wonderful perfection of God is his love. Baking a cake requires mixing together ingredients like flour, sugar, oil, eggs, and water. God's perfect love is like that. It's a mix of faithfulness, grace, forgiveness, kindness, generosity, sacrifice, humility, truth, patience, and hope. And our verses for that are, as for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord proves true. He is a shield. Y'all know what a shield is? Like Captain America. God is our shield. For all who take refuge in him, that means hide behind him when we're afraid or need someone to stand in front of us. God stands in front of us and keeps us safe. The rock, his work is perfect. And so they're talking about God being a rock because God is strong and cannot be broken. His word is perfect, for all his ways are justice. A God of faithfulness and without iniquity, just and upright is he. It's Deuteronomy 32:4. So we've spent all our time talking about God, so now we're going to move to a new section of the book. It's called the theology of people. So everything we just read is true about God. Let's see what's true about people. So, what first thing that we know is true about people is that God created man and woman in his own image. When you look in a mirror, you see your image. If you smile, your image smiles right back. The Bible tells us that all people are created in God's image. But what does that mean? For one thing, it means that people look very different from each other. We are girls and boys, dark-skinned and light-skinned, tall and short, blonde and brunette, and so forth. But while we have differences in the way we look, there are a lot of ways we are all the same and reflect the image of God. God can speak, and we can too. Like God, we can create and invent things, but the most important way we reflect God's image is that we can love. We can love God and one another. God is a God of relationship. For all time, God has been a loving Father and Son, enjoying one another in relationship with the Holy Spirit. He made us to be like him, enjoying him and enjoying one another in friendship, marriage, and family. And our verse for that is, then God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. Genesis 1:26. And then Genesis 5, it says, when God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. And he created them male and female and blessed them and named them mankind when they were created. That's so great that God created you, that you didn't just show up, poof, out of nowhere. That's pretty awesome. After creating all the animals by speaking, God did something very different to make the first man. God formed the first man from the dirt of the ground and gave him a beautiful fruit-filled garden called Eden to live in. God called the first man Adam and gave him a special job to name all the animals. What would that be like to name all the animals? Would you look at an elephant and be like, I believe that looks like a elephant. Like, how would you know? I need to know this. That's one of those questions I want to know. Doesn't that sound like a fun job, though? But Adam soon became lonely because none of the animals were like him, made in the image of God. All the animals just look like animals, and they didn't look like people. And Adam could do things the animals could not. He could know God and worship him. He could think up new names and could be in charge of the animals. God could understand Adam's words, and Adam could understand him. He could sing for joy, and he could love, but he longed for someone else who could do those things too. God, looking on, was not surprised. Knowing all along that it was not good for the man to be alone, God had a plan for a partner to keep him from the very beginning. Adam needed a helper, and y'all know this. Let's see. And God created Eve for Adam. That's pretty great. I'm so glad that y'all were able to watch our video online today. I missed you guys so much. And I'm so glad that we get to be back together again next week. Now remember, wear your mask, stay home if you're sick, and look for the bus to come in between about 5:30 and 5:45. We're going to start rolling around. We'll be done at 7:30. And if your parents want to come, we have a class for them too. And we have classes for your older brothers and sisters that are in middle school and high school. We look forward to seeing them again too, and they can come with you. And we just are so excited to have you back again. And we'll see y'all really soon. Next week. Yay!